Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you didn't see the previous episode, we went ahead and got Phoenix painted. She's looking pretty good, got that 100+ foot look to it. So we're gonna go ahead and get that rolled out of the shop here so we can go ahead and get the OG death trap rolled out, get it power washed off. It's a beautiful 70-degree day here in Iowa. Get this thing power washed off so we can start on that radiator support so we're ready for November 11th. Well, before we roll Phoenix out, the neighbor was mowing lawn, so I didn't want to, with the wind's blowing this way, I didn't want to wash up the death trap yet. So I went ahead and did something that I'm probably going to regret because, I don't have the time to do the rest of it. I mentioned something about wet sanding, so I did a small little sample, and I'll show you that now. So if you look down the box at the back where the light is, obviously you can tell there's just a massive haze, and that's because of all the orange peel and that reflection there. Now, if you look closely, you can probably see it already at the top of the screen. Right behind the door is where I wet sanded, and boy, does that look 100 times better. No orange peel. Got that nice smooth feel versus, I don't know. We didn't have a regulator. We didn't have a regulator on the gun, so that was probably a lot of the issue. I'm not a painter, but obviously there's, your atomization or whatever that does, with spraying it out of the gun and making it spray on there better. So it could have been too much air, would be my guess. And then obviously thinning the paint down in the beginning, not thinning it down in the beginning, definitely didn't help us any there. So, like I said, I'm really going to regret this if I don't do it. I don't have the time, but sitting here looking at it just makes me cringe when you know that it could look as good as this does here. And I'm not saying that this is 100%. I mean, this is just a quick 1500, if it'll focus there, a quick 1500, 2000 wet sand with a compound and polish, but it's definitely way better than the box. Well, I don't have time to do that now, so we're gonna get these out, get it power washed off, and let's get to the things that we have to get done. And if we have time, which we won't, then we'll wet sand it. So otherwise Adam will find some stupid time to wet sand it when he shouldn't be wet sanding, but I would like to do the sides before we put any kind of vinyl on. But all right, move them out, it's power wash, let's keep going. I kind of forget how much I love this truck. Just turned out super sick with that vinyl. Can't wait to get it fully back together here. Get the motor and stuff back in it, because, this thing, that's what I say. I'd love to just take it to Death Trap, to Death Wish, change that over from a black background to a white, and put it over here on Phoenix. But we'll figure something out vinyl-wise. Like I said, if you guys got any help, let us know. But it's all washed off. I did not scrub it. It looks like for some reason, maybe all that dust kind of turned into almost like an overspray, so I'm not really sure. I didn't scrub it, like I said, so maybe it will come off. I just want to get the fine dust off there, so that way kids rubbing up against it or whatever. Anybody, I shouldn't blame the kids, but they love drawing on the dirt and stuff on vehicles. Let's get it in. Let's bolt the tube bender back down. I got the bolts right behind the drain back there. I got the concrete anchors in there with just bolts plugging the holes so no dirt went in. Let's get that set up and then bend that radiator support. I think I'm going to need a few more pieces to finish it for mounting like the dry sump tank and stuff like that. But if we can get the main hoop bent and make sure that matches up, because these brackets that we did on the front from Death Trap to Phoenix, we did redesign those, so that way this is a one-piece bent design, where this one I tacked it all up. So I don't know exactly if the width's the same, but we'll figure it out. Let's get it inside, get this thing back together for November 11th. 72. got you another pacer we found here. A raider. That'd be like the dude over in Australia. He's got that one with the flatbed on the back, Bovin. You said there's a yellow one somewhere down below. Well, as you can see, we're up here at the local salvage yard. Jason keeps calling it a junkyard, but there's some good stuff here. So I got some clips coming up the hill here. They're clear down on the bottom of the hill. We're up on the mountainside. And this is the culprit we're going to use here. So we need the driver's door off of this so we can get all the glass that we need. And also on that truck, the whole door guts were cut out of it, the inside panel. So we couldn't even put a window back in it if we wanted to. So we're going to take this whole door so we can cut this out and tack that interior panel back in. And then we got one down below that he showed us that's going to have a grill for us. So it's going to make it a different year. I think it's 71, 72 grill style like what this one is. But price is right, so we're not going to pass it up. So got to take out 4 bolts, throw the door in the truck, and then go down and grab our grill. All right, well, we made it back to the shop here, and let's go over what we picked up there at the salvage yard. They had some really cool stuff there. You know, always makes a guy wonder what you could build for your next burnout vehicle. Or, you know, I've always mentioned that someday, the old death trap back there, I would retire that someday. You know, I mean, we got 2 Ford F-100s. You know, you don't need 2. We need something that's unique like Goliath, but that'll be years down the road. So what we did pick up, though, to help finish up Phoenix and the death trap both, are these following things. First, we got the grill, 71, 72, I believe. I know it's the later style. Ding right there, and a couple little dingers up here in the front. But we got the little bezel shroud deals for around the lights for it. And I didn't think it was bad at all, 125 bucks. You know, if you want to go buy a brand new grill like this, I want to say, you know, obviously you don't get any of the latch stuff, the headlights, not that I'm going to use those. But just for, I want to say the bare shell with inserts, 700 bucks or something, I think I Googled. Did pick up this chrome bumper that was on that same truck. It's in pretty much mint shape, except a couple little tweaks in it down there where somebody probably hooked a chain at one point. Figured, you know what, if I can't get a front bumper made for the death trap, we'll use that one. And then also this door that we took off. Again, I'll show here in just a second, but we need the inner guts to this along with the main glass and the quarter glass. So that got us that, another latch, and window crank. The door itself is junk. So we gave 50 bucks for that door. And I don't remember what we gave for the bumper, 50, 75 bucks or something. But here's the issue with Phoenix. When we took it apart, we always wondered why there wasn't a window in it. And when we took the door card off, obviously we soon realized why there was no window in there. All the guts have been cut. This was a pull-in truck, so, you know, obviously they're going for weight. And they just cut it inside of here and kept the screws for the door card to make it look more original. But, you know, for screwing up the regulator right here, there's a couple more bolts over here. All that stuff is gone. Your door latch, I don't know how they had that working. Oh, because it's screwed to the door card. Okay, so that's how the latch is working on the inside. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been able to run the door latch at all. So we're going to cut that out of that door and try and piece it into this one since it's already painted and everything. And like I said, the door is junk. Another thing I did is on the death trap here, as you've seen in the GoPro footage, I beefed up our dry sump mount by putting another 1/2 inch thick plate on there. I welded that, ground that back off on this top side, and that's all good to go there. Now I need to get these brackets, like I said before, for the radiator support. Don't have those. So what I did last night was I went ahead and wet sanded. And you know, we're learning on all this stuff, guys. So you can be hasty in the comments all you want, but if you don't try, you don't learn. So just like painting the death trap, we learned a few lessons there. Trying to run cheap paint, we learned lessons there. You got to thin it. And now Adam thought, hey, you know what? I'm an expert in paint. I'm going to go ahead and wet sand this. Did that sample spot here. Turned out good. Adam goes down to the door. Doesn't look bad. You can see the reflection there of all the junk in the background. You get down here. Obviously super blurry. But if you look close enough, yeah, I did it. I burnt through the paint. And I know you're supposed to be careful when you get to these edges. I really didn't think it was that bad. When I went to buff it, it even got that much worse. So that's all right. It looks better than it did. Well, minus burning through. But lesson learned, I'll kind of try and avoid those edges a little bit more. I want to get the door and the box side, get those wet sanded here, and the fenders, just because, like I said, when we go to get the vinyl on, I think we've come up with hopefully some ideas. I want to make sure it's wet sanded before we do that. I do need to get this other fender sanded, and I think what I'm going to do is either A, we're going to do a little wet sanding today, because I need to make that a priority, I guess, because, you know, with this vinyl situation, have that done. And then I want to either do this, or we're going to take the bumper, or not the bumper, but the grill, over to my parents'. Not that one. What am I thinking? Got too much shit laying around the shop here. This bumper here, this is going to go onto Phoenix, so we need to get that one taken care of. You know, maybe I'm going to talk to Jason. We might put that one on Death Trap. Keep it the original look. And maybe we'll give Phoenix the new look since it hasn't had it, and we'll give it the polished grill. We'll talk that over. But all right, that's where we're at. Let's see where this goes. Either, like I said, wet sanding, or head over and blast the grill. Well, you know, the things that I do are stupid. And, you know, like I said, we should be working on this, but yet I don't have any parts. So I thought, you know, instead of doing things I should do, I'm going to do what I said I shouldn't do, and that's wet sand. So I'll give you a little sneak peek here. You know where I screwed up on the door here, kind of learned a lesson for not burning through there. But if you look at the bottom of the door here, look at the reflection, and if you're cheating and you're looking ahead, you can see the reflection on the box. Went ahead and got that all wet sanded, went with a 1500 to 2000, and then I went over all of that with the, you know, what brand is this? Meguiar's compound and the Meguiar's polish on the pads appropriate for those. And I think this thing turned out damn good. Nate was out here, he was helping me get the 1500 sand down on the first step. I mean, I had to go over everything, but hey, it's always good to have kids involved. He was enjoying it, so got that done. Like I said, it's turned out awesome. This is the only side I've gotten done so far. And I'll give credit to all you body guys. Not that it's, I don't want to say it's not hard work. It is hard work, but it's more about dedication and putting the effort in. And, you know, I'm sure when you do more things, you probably get better at it and you learn your lessons and stuff and make things go quicker, but it's just a lot of mud, sand, and paint and sand, and yeah, just a lot of BS. But yeah, if you look down this side, I haven't touched any of this. You can see the reflection of like the motor and stuff in the upper side of that bed. Again, one last shot of the driver's side here. It's not perfect by no means. I mean, I don't have anything good to really reflect off of this side, but it's not perfect. I get it. And long story short, I think the biggest thing is when we thinned that paint down, that was the #1 key to helping us spray better. But I think I should have went a lot slower when I sprayed it, because I'm not gonna lie, there is not much for paint on this truck. So I'm really running that fine line, and I think that's why I'm running into a few issues here. I really need to sand it more to get it more like glass, but we're gonna go with it. There's still that little bit of orange peel texture, and you know, honestly, I go up to my 2017 Pacifica and it looks the same. You're always gonna get some orange peel and everything. I do believe, I'm sure you can get a perfect paint job, don't get me wrong, but sanding this off, it's looking good. So let's keep moving forward. Let's take the fender outside. While it's still decent out, I'm gonna get that one that we scratched up. Adam did by dropping it. I'll get that sanded down, and then we'll see where we can paint that at. Look who's back! Karl got a new whip! doing?
I'm just out driving around.
Oh my, look at that.
Oh my.
Carl got another toy. Sounds good. Good old Coronet 440. It's kind of windy out here.
This car brings so many memories back. You cannot believe how big that back seat is.
Even though it's a two-door?
I know.
Let's check it out.
When you get them in, you get them in there tight.
The front seats, they flip back pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, lay back like a little sofa.
Yeah.
Look at Carl's even jamming out. What do you got there?
Leonard Skinner.
Oh, a little Leonard Skinner. That does have a CD player in it.
Yep.
Old B&M shifter, and it's got a cup holder.
Yeah, it's got a cup holder, all right. Wouldn't have bought it if it didn't have. So I got to make a decision.
Okay, what are we deciding on?
The white wheels are in the trunk.
For the front, yep.
And I got to get the caps redone.
Okay.
Or should I buy a set of American racing wheels to put on the back? That's a decision we got to make.
Yeah.
I used to call this an old Coronet 40. Not Coronet, Coronet. Hey, what are you doing, bud?
Well, Carl's going to take us for a quick little spin here. Pretty sharp car. Love it. Oh, we're in the neighbor's grass here. They'll never know the difference.
It's a long box.
Yeah. Gets up and boogie's pretty good. Sounds good. I can hear it out the back.
Well, that's where it's supposed to be, ain't it? Going out the back.
Oh yeah.
You don't want it inside. You don't want it inside the.
You can have it coming out the back. It all dusty here.
I know. Well, next weekend's Mexican car wash weekend.
All right, so Carl says it's a manual valve body, so
What do you think?
We think so.
Burnout?
So we're gonna try a little. There you go. You got her.
No. Something
Yeah, it's a ratchet one.
Yeah, what do I do?
We just broke it. Just keep going. We'll get back to the shop here. Oh shit! Sorry, Judy. We broke the car.
Let's try it again.
We might have broke it, but we're gonna try it again.
We did break it.
It is broke.
Not doing anything. Can't even get it apart. There it goes. Alright.
I think you gotta just ratchet it forward. Yeah. Need something different. Now can you just ratchet it? Just like ratchet it forward. See, there it went. It shifted. I think it's one of those where you can slam it from first and then slam it to second.
Are you reverse now?
I would reverse now. This thing should be your lockout though to keep you from going in reverse. Oh yeah, she gets up boogies a little better when you got her in first.
Holy shit! Wasn't like that old 318 I had.
No, 440 gets up and boogies.
Turn my blinker on.
Yep. Oh, blinker on.
Blinker on.
Little
Are you still
LEDs.
watching now? Blinker off. And then you don't want to say hi to neighbors? I'll be so happy.
All right, well, that's going to do it for the ride with Karl. Appreciate the ride, Karl.
No problem.
Everybody wish him luck. He's going in for surgery tomorrow, so we wish him the
Popeye's
best.
going to get a black eye again.
Oh, God.
Hold
Well,
on, Popeye.
that's probably more than we needed to know, but all right, well, that's going to do it for Karl.
All right. We'll see you later.
Do a burnout! You do it. Do a burnout!
All right, so we're back in the shop here. Karl swung by to show us that. Pretty neat car there, Karl, so appreciate that. Now we got our parts here to make our radiator support. So we got a few of our parts here. And the other tabs that need to get welded on here as well. So go ahead and get that stuff all prepped, ready to go. Get those welded up so that way we can bolt them on there, because then I need to measure the hole spacing from this side to the other side on the passenger over there. And then we can bring the JD squared bender out. Again, we can get that bolted back into those two holes there and bend our hoop piece. Well, one piece of pipe ruined. I'm sure I could cut something out of it, but yeah, it always helps if you look at the die instead of just guessing in your head. It always says right on here, 1.5, that's the tubing size, and it says 4.5, which is your center line radius. Adam's an idiot, and he put 6-inch in. So it's a little bit short. All right, cut a new piece, we'll bend another one, and hopefully have this radiator support made. Well, as you've seen there, we went ahead and got the second tube bent and up onto the frame and welded on. And these should be pretty much the exact same measurements as the old one, which is sitting over there in the corner. The welds are, not bad. Should hold up. The last one held up pretty good, so I think we're good there on those welds. A little spattery. Could you probably use a little bit more heat, but they're definitely penetrated. I'm not gonna lie, I did have to stick this back in the bender and tweak it a couple times. Once to bend it back, once to bend it again further, and yeah, I was pretty much all over the place. But it fits there nicely. This is probably better than the previous time, because last time when we'd unbolt it, they were over bent so they would actually spring in, and that may still be the case. But I think that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Next time, I need somebody over here. We're gonna mount fenders up, and hopefully we can do the same thing that we did to Phoenix with the straight tube nut insert into the actual tube to hold the fenders up front, and then we can knock out the dry sump mount, which I do have cut. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed the updates. Next time, I am going to go get some updates on the motor. I know my brother's been working on some stuff with the motor for the LS, so hopefully we got some big updates there. Nate, what do you want to tell the viewers? Tell them please like and subscribe.
Please like and subscribe. Or else there will be a spider in your bed tonight.
Please like and subscribe, or else there'll be a spider in your bed tonight. All right, guys. Updates on the motor next video. Radiator support. Wrap that up. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you.